Rise and grind. Come on, it's a new day full of new opportunities, new possibilities. Let's crush it. On this week's Coffee with Cannell, we're going to be talking about FOPO. Come on, fear of other people's opinions. If you ever want to succeed in business, on YouTube, in life, with marketing, with social media, you've got to get over the fear of other people's opinions. And over the next 7 episodes of Coffee with Cannell, we're going to be going through the 7 steps in YouTube secrets of having a successful YouTube channel. Now, of course, this applies on social media, Instagram, across the board. And number 1, the first C of the 7 C's of YouTube success is courage. Come on, you got to punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face, and press record. But one other thing that holds us back is FOPO. And so we're going to talk about it today. Plus, in this show, Coffee with Cannell, we bring you on in the second half to answer your questions about life, business, entrepreneurship, and of course, online video. So hit the like button if you're fired up, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. In just a bit, I'm going to give you a link so you can join me for some Q&A. But during these Coffee with Cannell episodes, right up front, I deliver some quick value around this week's topic. And the first C of YouTube success is courage. And one of the reasons that holds us back is fear of what other people think. Would you be so bold as to tell me in the comments? It's good to see you, Rich, Noah, Diane, if you have ever worried about other people's opinions. Come on, I know I have. This is probably has been one of the biggest things that has held me back. I remember when I posted my first video publicly. I've been doing videos since 2003. I started at my local church, but when I posted my first video publicly, I was so nervous, and I was not even being myself. In fact, I actually have a little clip here because I was afraid of what other people thought. I thought that if I let my personality come out big, if I shared a little bit of my humor, if I was myself, man, people will judge me. And guess what? They will. But you got to get over the fear of other people's opinions. Look at this first video. I wasn't being me. I just pressed record, but I was not being me. Check this out.
All right, so this is, I guess, the first Sean Thinks vlog, and I'm going to try to vlog every single day, mainly so I can remember what I'm even doing and what's going on, because I just feel like I have a lot that I'm thinking about, and I figured, hey, why not share it? And if you find something interesting, that's awesome. Now, this is definitely as real as it gets, so I'm not going to try to be energetic or entertaining. Though maybe sometimes I will. But anyways,
when I look back, I realized that's ridiculous. Like, I realized that I didn't want to. I was putting myself on YouTube in 2010, and I was living in a small town called Marysville, Washington, an hour north of Seattle. And I was generally being reserved, and I was nervous. And I'll be honest with you, it's because I was afraid of what other people would think. I was battling with that in my mind. Guess what? 10 years later, I still deal with FOPO. I just have to get over it. I just have to realize I got to post the video anyways. I got to post the podcast anyways. I got to share my voice anyways. And trust me, yo, I get some haters and I get some comments, but I've learned this, that haters are going to be your elevators. So, hey, right up front, before we get into Q&A, I want to give you a few tools to overcome the FOPO. Come on, we got to deal with we got to crush the fear of what other people think. Listen to what Aristotle said. He said this in 322 BC. Okay, so 2,300 years ago. There wasn't no TikTok yet. Come on, there's no shaming. There was no online bullying yet. Come on, 2,300 years ago. This is when Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, he said this. He said, look, there's only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Wow. Like, if you want to avoid other people's opinions, guess what? Don't post no videos. Don't start a business. Don't do a Facebook marketing campaign. Don't do a podcast. Don't share your opinion. Don't share your voice. Don't create a product. Go lock yourself in a basement somewhere and just don't do nothing. And guess what? Problem solved. But I know that if you watch our content, that you want to build your influence with video, that you want to start a business, that you want to make a difference. Look, man, if you're going to start a church, you're going to get criticized. Come on, Jesus did. If you're going to start a nonprofit, you're going to get criticized. Like, the only way to avoid criticism is to say nothing, be nothing, do nothing. And I've learned that, man, everyone's going to judge everything you're doing. Come on, parents. Other people are going to judge your parenting style. Come on, other people are going to judge you in business. I've learned this, that when you really step out of your comfort zone, you start to blow up your business a little bit, especially if you do some digital marketing, you got to be willing for some people to have some backlash. They're going to misunderstand you. They're going to judge you. They might even be right. Guess what? Their opinions might be right, but what difference does it make? You still got to be you, put your voice in the world. And so the question is it possible to overcome the fear of other people's opinions? It is. And I've got a couple tactics, but here's some questions to ask to determine if you are experiencing this. Are you playing it safe? Are you afraid to take risks? Are you afraid to put the video on YouTube? Or listen, what video are you afraid of putting on YouTube? Come on. Are you just playing it safe in a certain category or topic, but there's a topic or something burning in your heart and in your soul, but you think, if I post that, people are going to judge me. People are going to judge that topic. Are you playing it safe? Are you afraid of what's on the other side of the critique? What if I get a bunch of dislikes on a video? What if I get a few negative comments on a video? What's going to happen? It might be good to play that situation out, because what is the worst that could happen? It could be hard. I'm not even going to minimize how personal people's attacks against you can be, but it's good to play it out. Are you afraid of what's on the other side of critique? Post, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. Do you have a fear of ridicule or rejection? How about this? When you are challenged, do you surrender your viewpoints? This is a good one, because it's like, how confident am I in my views? And am I willing to just bend as soon as I'm challenged? Or am I putting my real beliefs, my real confidence, my real message out into the world? Has a negative comment criticized or paralyzed you from moving forward in the past? Come on, you know how real this is for YouTube. Sean, I thought this was like tactics and strategies for growing on YouTube and building your influence. It is. This is like the number one issue. FOPO. So a friend of ours, Benji, and I, co-author of YouTube Secrets, years ago, started putting out content real early in the YouTube game. I mean, like 2008, and started to really grow, started to really get momentum. And these videos really started to help him grow his tech business. But he started to get a backlash of criticism. And what's crazy is, I've learned this too as a tech YouTuber. Oh man, everybody's got opinions. And a lot of times I make mistakes too. They'll be like, you said it was an HDMI output when really it's an input, and it's 3.1, not 2.1. All right, dude, chill, bro. Take a sip of some coffee, man. You need to relax, or maybe like some tranquilizers, because you got to chill. I remember I made a huge mistake. I was talking about these IPS monitors, same one monitors I'm using right now. IPS stands for in-panel switching, but on the box it said image perfecting screen. And I was like, these have an image perfecting screen. You might not even know what I'm talking about, but like, people were like, he's such an idiot. He said the wrong thing. And that, they were right. I actually said the wrong thing. But listen, if I was afraid of people's opinions, I would have never posted that video. And after a while, I started realizing that, wait a minute, I see you in the comments, bro, but I've never seen you at the bank. Come on, somebody. For real. Man, I put the video out there. I shared about it. It got views. It's about these Asus monitors. Video has like 350,000 views. These monitors are freaking awesome. Just because I said the wrong thing about IPS, which, believe me, I learned my lesson, but I wasn't going to let fear of other people's opinions hold me back. And, you know, a couple $1,000s later in online income, I was thinking, that's cool. You got opinions in the comments, bro, but I can't cash your opinions to pay for my mortgage. I got Sean Bradley on the way. I can't cash your opinions to pay for some baby food and that carriage, that stroller that I got to get my son. I'm not saying be indifferent or be rude or pompous, but I'm saying all day long, people are going to have opinions about you. What are you going to do? Let it stop you? Or are you just going to put the content out anyways? As I've gotten criticism, some justified, some not justified on YouTube, I've just kept posting new videos. Are you paralyzed by the fear of being disliked? You got to get over the approval addiction. Man, I just want other people's approval. If you're looking for everybody else's approval, you're going to be looking the rest of your life. To my people of faith, man, you know, Proverbs says this: fear of man and intimidation is a trap that holds you back. Being afraid of people is a trap. Intimidation of others is a trap, and it'll hold you back. But when you place your confidence in the Lord, you will be seated in a high place. Come on. There's something about being just confident in who you are, who God made you to be, that he wove greatness into your DNA, that you're not perfect, that you're going to make mistakes, that you're going to say dumb stuff. But guess what? Every single troll in the comments pointing out the dumb thing you said, they said dumb stuff too. And they're afraid to press record and actually post a video. All they got time is to think about and comment on what you're doing. Meanwhile, you're building your dream. You're building your vision. You're building an empire. I got to keep going. We're going to get to some questions in just a second. FOPO, we got to deal with the FOPO. So are you being held back by any of those things? Do you hesitate to not create content because of worrying what other people think? You got to deal with this. That's why the first C in YouTube Secrets is courage. Because you got to just summon the courage to get over the fear of judgment, to get over the fear of other people's opinions, to get the courage to press record and post the video on YouTube. Have you posted your first video on YouTube? How many videos have you posted? Let me know in the comments. And so here's a couple tactics. First of all, a couple facts. Fact number one, you want to deal with this? Accept that people will judge you. Like, just go into this knowing people will judge you. You want to start a business. You want to break the status quo. You know, a lot of times when you start something that is maybe bigger than your peers, meaning a lot of times everybody around you wants to keep you at the same level. When you start striving for a bigger vision, when you start a new project, when you start saying, you know what, I want something better for my future. I want to be tapping into more optimism. I want to build something great. I want to stretch myself. People might start criticizing that, because a lot of times you stepping out and stepping up shines a spotlight on those around you for maybe the lack of vision or the lack of confidence or the lack of determination they have. Don't ever let somebody who's given up on their dreams try and talk you out of yours. It happens. It happens a lot. So number one, accept that people will judge you. Realize that anybody who's ever done anything great gets judged. They do. Great leaders in history have been judged. Great actors. The movie was amazing. The movie was terrible. She was so beautiful and that dress made her look so great. That dress made her look terrible. She is her boldness and her courage to share her voice. Oh, her voice sounds annoying. Like, people got opinions all day long, man. What are you going to do about it? Like, you got to just get over the fact, like, anyone doing anything, as Aristotle taught us, is going to get judged. And remember that opinions are more about the person giving them than they usually are even about you. Like, people project their lens of life. So they project. And here's another one. You're worried about people judging you. You judge people all the time. Oh, can we get real and hit the like button or tap the like button gently on this coffee with Cannell? I feel fired up today. You judge people all the time. Like, I think about it. You know, like, I like to think that my wife, Sonia, and I are not judgmental people, that we love people, but we have opinions about people behind their back all the time. Can I be real? Like, so do you. Like, especially, I don't know, maybe it's in your own head, but if you're with like your partner or you're dating your spouse, come on, you're driving down the road and you see something. What do? You go, what is she wearing? What is that? Like, ugh. Dude, you got opinions. You turn on a Netflix show with some freaking actors that have spent their whole life perfecting their craft, working on their skills, like practicing their lines, shooting their scenes, that they put millions of dollars into this Netflix show and into this budget. And you turn it on, laid back, eating some bonbons, like who eats, like eating some Cheetos, you're watching TV, you're sipping a beer, like you're chilling out, and you just go, her acting's not that good. You got opinions about everybody. You watch some YouTuber and you go, oh, I don't like her energy. Like, oh, she comes across kind of over the top. Why is she over the top? Dude, everyone's judging everybody, man. This should be a relief for you. Accept that people are going to have opinions. That's all it is. Like, whether it's judgment or not, it's just like, people think you're too fat. They think you're too skinny. They think your voice is too high, it's too low. People got opinions about everything. If you let people's opinions hold you back, you're never going to create the content, build the business, do the podcast, post the thing, start the campaign, launch, and step out of your comfort zone and do something great. You just got to accept that people judge people. And I think we judge people too. We have an opinion. Like somebody walk. Anyways, people judge people. Here's the second thing, though. These are just the facts. You got to remember that people also might not be judging you, and you're actually projecting on your own insecurities on those watching or those that are not even watching. So they either are judging you, or you're also just projecting your insecurities. Remember the whole thing? It's like, don't worry about what people are thinking about you, because they're not even thinking about you, because they got enough problems of their own. Like, I just know that Sally, I mean, she saw that Facebook post and she's judging the fact that, you know, my husband and I decided to have another kid. And even though, and you're making up a whole script, and like Sally's been on vacation. Like, she doesn't even know, like Sally might not be judging you. So either accept that people are, or remember that they also just might not be, and you're just projecting. And either way, determine to move forward regardless. Because you got to get courage, you got to punch fear in the face, and you got to post your video. When are you posting your next video? And what is a topic you've been afraid to maybe talk about? Another level of courage to share potentially a polarizing point of view that you've been holding back on. Let me know. Let me read you a couple quotes. I got 3 tips, and then we're bringing people on. If I got Alina, what's up, Alina? We can share the link and get some people in the back zone of StreamYard. Are you getting value out of this? Let me know. Share this with somebody who's been judging you lately and say you need to watch this. Let somebody share this with somebody. I think hopefully it'll add value. Okay, listen to this. These are some important things to think about when it comes to the faux pas. Look, when you do not seek or need approval, you are your most powerful. Picture a day when you create the content that you want to create without fear of what other people think. You're your most powerful when you get over the need to be liked. It might not be that it goes away. You still might think, man, people are going to judge this. I'm going to share it anyways. I'm going to make a hard decision. I'm going to do it anyways. As a leader, I'm going to make a change that I know will rub about half my team the wrong way, but it's the right decision. I'm going to do it anyways because it's the right thing to do, even though I'm going to be judged. The day you stop caring about what other people think is the day your life begins. Yeah, I got some quotes for you. Zig Ziglar, don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people are going to get is to take a bite out of you. Come on, Zig Ziglar. Man, the only taste of success some people are going to get is taking a bite out of you. They got so much time. How do people have time to worry about what you're doing? I don't got time to worry about what other people are doing. I've learned that those, like, I think about my peers in the industry of like entrepreneurship, social media, YouTube. Like, we have a really good relationship at a peer level, and a lot of people will maybe send criticism from outside. But I think one of the reasons too, we're just not worrying about what other people are doing. I got too many things on my own plate. Got a baby on the way. Went to the baby store to do the registry. We're there for like 3 hours with the little gun. I didn't know there was 99 different unique items. Snot suckers, freaking. You don't just need the stroller, you need the car seat, but you need different bases. So you have a different base in other cars, and what's the safety rating of it? And then do you got the creams and the ointments? Do you got the stuff for the baby's butt in case baby gets a rash? What do you got? Do you got the right moist towelettes? Do you got all the right things? Come on, moms, can I get an amen in the comments? Like, you know, I don't got time. And some people, the fact they even have time to worry about what you're doing, I think is a greater statement about who they are than who you are. Sometimes the only taste of success people are going to get is to take a bite out of you. What other people think is none of your business. I want you to maybe rewatch this and listen to this again when you're getting into your mode of shooting a video or something. Because if you're all tripped up on the faux pas and you're worried about the fear of other people's opinions, think about these things. Coco Chanel said it this way: I don't care what you think about me. I don't think about you at all. I think that's healthy. Like, if you're worried about everybody watching, you're not creating your best content, and your voice is needed. Your message is needed. You got to post that video online. You got to press record. Okay. Dr. Seuss put it this way: who you are, be who you are, and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Come on, Dr. Seuss. Be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. The people that matter most aren't going to be judging you. And Eleanor Roosevelt said it this way: no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. It is your choice to worry about the FOPO. Fear of other people's opinions. They're going to have them. If you worry about them and you feel inferior, you've given away your personal power. She said it's your choice to give it away or not. So 3 quick things. And I don't know if we shared the link out to let people join on the link. Okay. I actually got to give it to Alina. That makes sense. And so I'm glad I'm looking at that now as we land the plane and get ready for the Q&A. Things you got to do. I got a little fired up. Let me know if you're getting value and overcoming some judgment about what people think. Number 1, how do you beat the FOPO? This is some stuff out of YouTube Secrets, the 7 C's of YouTube Success. Over the next Coffee with Cannells, we're going to be talking about this. Of course, it's out on Amazon everywhere. Number 1, get around people that build your confidence. You want to develop courage. One of the fastest ways to do it is to get around people that are going to build your confidence. If you haven't joined our YouTube Influence community, that's just a free Facebook group, get to Facebook and jump in the group. Like, you got to get around people that are doing things that are like Aristotle. They're saying stuff, they're doing stuff, they're being stuff, and they're not afraid of criticism. And if they are afraid of criticism, we're dealing with it together. You got to be around people making moves. You got to be around people that are making bold and confident moves. And by the way, people that are going to lift you up and not tear you down. People that are going to encourage you and not, speak down to you. People that are going to say, yeah, flourish. Like, if your circle and those that are around you are jealous, they should be celebrating you. You don't want jealousy pulling you down. Any kind of toxic environment or toxic vibes is not going to help you build your influence on YouTube. This is mission critical, y'all. I know it's like fun. We get to make YouTube videos and build businesses and stuff, but we like have our families on the line here. We're not playing games on YouTube. Unless you're a gamer, you're like, dude, I am playing games. I'm like playing in Minecraft on YouTube. There's the opportunity to pay your bills, change people's lives, build passive income. And so why are you hanging around or surrounding yourself with people that are tearing down your exit plan, your strategy, why you got a day job, you're working on your dream job, and you have people around you criticizing your dream job and criticizing the fact that after hours, you're chipping away on your YouTube dream, you're chipping away on your online business, you're chipping away on your entrepreneurship project. Don't put your pearls before swine. For real. Like, your dreams, your family, your community, your vision, your future, to me, this is one man's opinion, by the way. This is just one man's opinion. Why would you sacrifice that and allow those around you to tear that down? You got to change your standards. You got to raise your standards. You can't talk to me that way, or we just won't hang out. I'm on mission, man. I got stuff to do. And you just are angry and mean and critical. I got stuff to do. Hey, just be careful about your circle. Get around people that build your confidence. Number 2, get a clear vision. Get clear on your vision and values. How clear are you on your vision and values? One of the ways to get over fear of other people's opinions is to have a mission that is more powerful than your critics. So, man, I get criticism. And the bigger your platform gets, the more the criticism increases. And people will misunderstand you. They'll judge you. I make mistakes and people point them out. I also just say stuff that I believe, and some people don't like it. When I have done over times, one of the reasons why our business is blown up is because we've been willing to do Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And guess what? That makes people mad. That makes people mad because marketing pushes into their news feed and whatnot. We try to do it in a way that's as good as possible, but here's the alternative. Fear of, what are people going to think? What happens when people are going to think of me is going to keep you small. So you either blow your business up, you either embrace modern marketing, you're either willing to be misunderstood, or you just say, nah, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. You know, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be anything. I want to avoid the criticism. So it's a choice. I don't like the criticism. So I read the comments below. This guy is just a fraud. This guy is just, and you're like, dude, that kind of hurts, man. You don't know me, but I have to make a decision to push past. Why? My mission is bigger than the criticism coming my way. So my mission fuels me more than the worry of what people think or what people are saying. And so you got to get clear on your vision What are your values? Like literally write them down. What is your compelling vision? In the absence of a great vision, pettiness prevails. But when you get a good vision, it gets you your motivation, gets you something to fight for. You go, okay, I'm willing to press through challenges. Okay, what are your top values? See, when I think about, I value generosity, I value encouragement, I value building people, not tearing people down. I value entrepreneurship. I value family. I value speaking life, not death. I value propelling others forward. And I believe in abundance, not scarcity. So I believe that you winning doesn't mean I'm losing. I believe that there can be a win-win-win-win-win situation. A lot of judgment comes from insecurity that thinks if you have something, it means I don't. And so my values are from an abundant place. And so a lot of people will criticize that, but I just think, man, I can't even actually get into your mindset of being critical and judgmental and tearing others down, because I just want to see others succeed, man. I want to see others flourish and prosper. And just because your YouTube channel is growing doesn't mean mine won't. And there's a lot of people in the world, and like more people coming online every day. What are your values? What is your vision? So how do you overcome FOPO? Number one, get around people that build your confidence, audit your circle. Number two, get clear on your vision and your values. Write them down and get more clear on knowing where you're coming from. Because again, when someone throws a fiery dart of criticism your way, if you are on unstable ground, not knowing what you believe, who you are, you doubt yourself, self-doubt, then someone else's doubt compounds it. And they're like, well, maybe they're right. No, they're not right. Or they are, you know what I mean? You go, yeah, they are right, but I'm making a decision to go forward. They're criticizing my belief, my decision in integrity. They're criticizing me standing for my values, or they're just criticizing, or like they're wrong. Like what they're saying is pure troll, pure poison. I know who I am. I know my motives. I know where I'm coming from. So it doesn't affect you because you know who you are. What's your vision? What are your values? Write those down. And number three, take action as we get ready to bring on some people with Coffee with Cannell. Do you want to talk about, would you be willing to talk about a little fear of other people's opinions today? Have you been held back in stepping out on YouTube today? We're dropping the link and you could click and then come on and we'll bring you on the show. The third one, hit like if you've been getting value, is take action. Take action. The way to overcome fear of other people's opinions is to take action. So post that video, put that podcast out, finally write that blog post or stand for that belief. Put that Instagram caption out. Say what you really think. Say what you really believe. What's the alternative? Not actually lifting your voice and sharing your voice because you're afraid of the comments you're going to get, or you're afraid of what other people are going to say. Self-expression, sharing your God-given voice. Just as much right as people have to share their opinion, you have the right to share yours as well. And that's, at the end of the day, all it is. We should be secure in who we are and who God made us to be. And we should be willing to share our voice, share our opinion, and put it out there in the world. Hey, if you're going to come on as much as possible, try to make sure that you got the good audio, you got the good internet connection, you've got the good vibes, and we're going to do some Q&A. Couple things to know about inside of our world today. Let me know if you got value, and what was your biggest aha moment or takeaway from overcoming the fear of judgment and other people's opinions. We got to kill the FOPO. And we got to put that video out into the world. That was the first C of the 7 C's of YouTube success. We'll talk about one of these a week as we get into the Q&A section. And a couple things. There is a way to, if you've been checking out Think Media, you've heard about some of our classes or our mentoring or our coaching and all that kind of stuff, but you're on the fence when it comes to those types of things, and you want to talk to somebody, we can get on the phone with you at talkwiththink.com. So at talkwiththink.com, you can sign up for a discovery call and you book it on Calendly, and then US residents, non-US residents, and we jump on the phone with you and you schedule that. That's if it's not a coaching call. It's if you are curious about our events, you're curious about our coaching programs, you got a business and you're wondering, would what you teach about YouTube work for my business? I've been watching a class or something and I'm wondering about how I can go to the next level and go further, faster. Talkwiththink.com. Talkwiththink.com. If you could do me a favor, drop a link to that over on type that out because I'm going on multiple platforms. The software we're using, StreamYard. I know a lot of people sometimes wonder about that. And you can go to talkwiththink.com. We'll also drop this over on YouTube as well. And so if you want to talkwiththink.com, thanks for doing that. Okay. And then one other thing, if you want to take your YouTube channel to the next level and you haven't seen my class, thinkmasterclass.com. I've got a free training. It's one deep training from our Video Reiki Academy program, but it's entirely free. And at the end of it, we talk more about like our YouTube coaching program. But if you haven't watched the free web class, watch it because it's totally free. And you can get value out of it, start getting results with it right now. Listen, content consumption is up across the board. More people are watching content. We need to master these tools and master, live streaming, video, and all those types of things. And so if you haven't seen our masterclass, it's over at it's over at thinkmasterclass.com. All right. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm looking in the back. We have a couple people ready to jump on. Again, I need to see you. I hope you have good audio and good internet, and we're going to get going. I think some of it's looking a little sketchy. So try to get to like a good lighting, good area or whatever. And man, we've got, what's up, my man? How's it going?
How's it going?
Who are you watching from? And who am I talking to?
LT with Recovering Addict.
LT.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Sean, face to face here.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on the show. And what's going on? What kind of business do you have or a YouTube channel? And how's this lockdown been affecting you?
I've actually capitalized on the lockdown because as soon as AA and NA meetings and in-house treatment facilities for drug addicts and alcoholics went down, they were searching for support. So I decided to go 73 days ago live every single night. And we've been live every night since. And so I kind of capitalized on it for that reason because we wanted support. But we started a nonprofit to support recovering addicts as well. And we're trying to grow this YouTube channel. We just barely started in January, and it kind of started taking off pretty good in February.
That's amazing. So you started in January. It starts taking off in February. Then the lockdown happens in COVID-19. And I just want to highlight and acknowledge you for taking massive, bold action. I bet too, have they been messy? I mean, lives are imperfect. Like you just go live, right? You just committed to it. Did you have to learn around the way? You ever have any technical difficulties or anything?
No, actually I've been studying this stuff for a little while. So I was kind of God kind of lined everything up just perfectly. And the stars lined, whatever you want to call it. And we went live, and it's been pretty flawless technology wise, but the community that's growing, and it's like a legit loving, caring community where we've become a bridge to a Facebook group where people actually connect and they get in each other's DMs and help each other out. And with their with suicide and relapse on the rise, they're really supportive and loving. It's an amazing thing that's being built here.
That's awesome. Well, again, acknowledge you for taking massive action. I want to encourage everybody, wherever you're watching this live or on the replay, take massive action right now. And MIA, take massive imperfect action, punch fear in the face. That kind of goes with the first C, courage, and just starting a live. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. That's how this show started as well. Coffee with Cannell. We're like, okay, my travel schedule is clear. Let's do something to try to connect with the community. So how can I help, LT? What's a question you have?
So all my videos, so I have 10 uploads where I've actually done the production side, tried to make fancy little videos, 10 of those videos. But ever since I've gone 1 hour live, so I have 73 1-hour videos, and I try to do the SEO, and it seems like we grew really rapid. And all of a sudden now we're hanging out. I'm only got 687 subscribers. And all of a sudden, it's just like we've gone flat. And I almost feel like, do I need to now I'm getting confused past, I want to be here to help people to, SEO. Do I need to reformat the way that I do my every 15 minutes of my show and that kind of stuff,
Yeah. So the question is how the shows are performing on YouTube.
Right. because I get a good audience. I'm using StreamYard as well, and I go Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
And we have a good solid 40 to 50 people divided by 2 because of Facebook and YouTube. And then our show hits about 100 to 112 views, and then they just drop off.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's a big thing. There is something about the fact that these longer shows, this 3-hour one, this 2-hour one, they're not going to do as good, maybe ever, on YouTube or potentially even Facebook. There's almost like 2 different purposes. Your top viewed video is an 8-minute video. And I think that's potentially the insight to think about, is just that as content creators and as business owners and entrepreneurs, we should have different types of buckets of content. Like I even think, I don't expect Coffee with Cannell to do well. It's about depth. It's about connecting with you. It's about hanging out in the community. It's about talking a little bit at length about some, fear of other people's opinions. And it's about showing up every week. But the videos that I am, if you will, treating as growth videos on Think Media or Think Marketing are highly architected. And this is probably important to say, they're short. Like they're probably going to be under 10 minutes, or maybe they're going to be 12 to 16 minutes of highly optimized content. Not a lot of long content is ever going to do super well on YouTube. So to a point, even like in terms of like ranking or, performing and being discovered later, because a lot of people want quick answers. And so let me know if this is adding value, but I think there's probably at least 2 distinct kind of buckets to define for your strategy. One is like growth videos that would meet new people. And if you're going to meet new people, you kind of want to meet them. It's kind of like a first date versus like going on a 6-day vacation with someone you don't know. It's like, it's like, yo, I'm just meeting you. Like you see a girl, you're like, yo, you want to go to, Ibiza for a week? Like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, let's just actually get coffee first. But after you know someone for a while, it's like, yo, you want to get married? And now you're going on a vacation with them. So like the amount of time people spend with you grows over time, but you want to give people a way to get to know you in a way where we always say, be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done. And it kind of makes me, by the way, your top viewed video is this powerful video about meth and alcohol addiction and you quitting, and it's 8 minutes long. And that probably brings in awareness. And then people want to hang out with you in the live show. So could you create shorter videos that could, I hate to use the analogy in terms, because we are talking about humans and people matter, of course.
Right.
But it's like fishing. It's like bringing in, and so it seems kind of crass from a marketing standpoint, but it's like bait. It's like attracting. If I'm trying to even hang out with somebody new online or meet somebody online and I'm like, okay, my introduction to them has got to be 90 minutes. I ain't got 90 minutes. I'm trying to hang out with like 3 minutes. Like, oh, that clip was fire, or that tip was fire. And then I might want to hang out longer because now I've been caught. I've been brought into the community. I've been brought into, is that making sense? What do you think about that?
It makes me think about the strategy, because I've joined your VR family.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a ton of your content, and I was thinking maybe scale back the live videos due to the, hey, let's get married later, to maybe 2 to 3 nights a week, and then spend a good week making one quality, even from 5 to 10 minute video of exactly what you're saying.
That's exactly what I would do. And that's the power of a YouTube video that, I realize on a live, even right now, like if I spend an hour and a half, going live on Coffee with Cannell, cool. But the replay value does have a lack of optimization to it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I spend multiple days making something half short and twice strong, as the Wu-Tang says, come on, Jizza. Or if I make times, if I invest my hours in editing, I think about Heather Torres's video, and this is a great example. And I want this to maybe inspire you as we transition. So she did a video that we've talked about, right? And she's the host of the Think Marketing podcast called Homeschool versus Public School. And everybody watching. And I think about that. She did this video when she was dealing with fear of other people's opinions, afraid to get on camera, but she did it anyways. And she punched fear in the face. The video has 104,000 views. So this would be a life-changing video for your YouTube channel. But she shot it. It took her about 2 hours. It's only 7 minutes long. It took her about 2 hours to shoot it, trying to get it right, trying to hit all her points. She planned her points. Then it took her about 7 or 8 hours to edit. And then she put it out according to the Video Ranking Academy process, right? With all the optimization and titling and tagging and the whole thing. She followed the 7 R's, right? And the thing is, though, it still gets views every single hour. Like right now, it's getting a view an hour. That's 24 views a day. And it continues to grow her YouTube channel. But a lot more energy than just an hour-long or a 2-hour-long live, which lacks replay value. This has been replayed and viewed for the last 4 years. And there's also a risk with that, because when you put in this much energy to a video, it may not actually perform great for you, but all you really need is 1 breaking out, 2 breaking out, 3 breaking out. And then you start growing your channel like Heather's experiencing on autopilot. And then, by the way, she also does live streams or Q&A, and it's just 2 different things. Is that making sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My man. Well, hey, LT, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on the show. And love what you're doing, too, to help people, man. It's inspiring.
Thank you very much, Sean.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Yeah. Coffee with Cannell, the show where we answer your questions about YouTube, social media, business. We've got Mimi on the show. Is that how I say your name? Come on. How do I say
yes, your name? Mimi.
Hey, Mimi, welcome to the show. And where are you streaming from? What's your business, your YouTube channel? And what was that again?
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. And what is it you do? What's your YouTube channel? And how's this lockdown been affecting you?
Well, first, I'm a little bit confused, and that's where my question comes in. My question is, how important or how strict should we be when it comes to niching down? Because I do have a passion about and it's helping others. Okay, so I lost 125 pounds in about 2 years naturally, just diet and exercise, right? And I'm trying to help people to do the same thing, whoever needs that. But I also want to help others in other ways. Like lately, my last 3 videos have been about how to grow your channel on YouTube, which is also kind of self-improvement, if you think about it, like the financial part. But I don't know if that's going way too out of my zone or my niche.
Okay. And you have 40 videos out. Is this your channel?
Let's see. Yes. And then if you notice, the first 20 maybe, they were actually in Spanish. And I was getting no traction. I got like 60 followers in like 3 months. And then in the last 28 days, I switched to English and I got like 219 subscribers.
Okay. Well, a couple of things. So we'll talk about this at a couple of layers. First thing I want to encourage you with, it's just something to think about. Okay, this is interesting. Is I want to just address the fact that you said I was getting no traction, and I quote you, right? No traction. Mm-hmm. This is not no traction. Your top video back when you were doing Spanish was 381 views. That is not no traction. Like that is no traction.
Well, no subscribers, let's say.
Right. So I mean, we got it. So we got to say that. So then one of the things to also think about is even 40 views in, and this probably affects all of us as creators. It's hard to be patient and it's hard to stick with things until the breakthrough. I think about somebody who's inspired me early on. His name's Gary Vaynerchuk. A lot of people know him in social media. He did a show called Wine Library TV. And that's kind of what he got famous for in social media. And he did a 5-day-a-week wine show where he talked about, because his dad owned a liquor store that, they called Wine Library eventually. And he said for 2 years, 5 days a week, 2 years, 104 weeks, for 2 years, 5 episodes a week, every single day, nobody watched the show. And it was this idea of no traction, but it hadn't broke through yet, but he stuck with it. And it may not just be you. I think there's people in our community that need to hear that. I totally get we should be identifying where the results are and where the growth is. But when your 4-month-ago video has 381 views, like that's amazing. And I know that you're seeing the subscribers and whatnot, but I think you may have judged. It's fine if you're pivoting to English. I think you might have judged it a little too soon, though, because I see so many videos with views in Spanish. What do you think?
They do. I do have some, and the views are there, but then I was not seeing like the people kind of sticking out, and my retention also was kind of low. I think it was in the 17, 18% ish kind of thing. So that's why I did switch to English, and I started seeing at least that number go up. Like, yeah, the subscribers.
Okay, so that's fair. So if you want to switch to English, I would hope that if that's like a bigger long-term strategy, if it has increased the metrics a little bit, that's good. And I want to encourage you again. If anybody watching wants to check out a book, or you do, it's called The Dip by Seth Godin. And it's the question of like when to quit and when to keep going, because there is a point when you do want to pivot. You just don't want to, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Mm-hmm. And so The Dip is, let's see what the subtitle is up here. A little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick. That's the ultimate question. So if anybody, has got that exact question, when should I quit? And quit could mean pivot, just change and do something different. But when should I stick it out? There's something about sticking with something until you get the breakthrough. Think media is 10 years old. The first 5 years, it really didn't take off. Now, mind you, I wasn't consistent either. But now let's go to the next question. Niching down. Mm-hmm. I ask it again.
Well, how strict should I be with niching down? Like, because again, my passion is to help out people. I'm a mental health therapist, so it's like it's in my blood. So I know I can help people with like the weight loss, like kind of saying what I did in a healthy way and an emotional way. But also I could help people when it comes to like growing their own channels. And like, for example, if you see my last video, the second to last, is how to get free music, like non-copyright. So I know that was going to help my own, the people who are subscribed to me who also have channels. I knew that was going to help them out.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, did you happen to be a part of our YouTube Influence Challenge?
I did see, I had to watch. I didn't get to see the lives because I was at work most of the days. But I think I saw like 3 or 4 of the videos afterwards.
So we don't really have a ton of time to go into it right now, but this is kind of what I want you to be thinking about. And we talked about this on the challenge, and maybe this will be one of the Coffee with Cannell or full video we do out here publicly. But, like whatever you pick, I would want it to be at the intersection of your passion, proficiency, and where there can also be profitability, provided you want this to maybe retire you or be something you can do full time. I think that, I think helping other people with YouTube tips and whatnot, you do have to ask yourself at some level what results you got on YouTube. This is my opinion. I didn't want to start teaching YouTube until I had built multiple 5 figures and then even 6 figures in ranking videos and doing affiliate marketing. And then I started to teach a system called Video Ranking Academy. Once I had gotten results, I'd gotten results for clients. So I like to think about, when I think about proficiency, I think about where are your results? And I about fell out of my chair when you said, by the way, congratulations. And it's very inspiring. You lost 125 pounds healthily. Like, that's some serious results. So that's major proficiency. Fitness and helping people in that regard, I think is very powerful. And it could be very profitable as well. And I would say, I think you're passionate about it. And I just wonder if you haven't stuck with these things long enough. When I look at your most popular videos, and we honestly don't have enough data yet, but even this Gymshark, I mean, that video is great as far as views. This other haul, I think, of other gym clothes is great. How you lost the weight. I think there's just something about being disciplined and staying focused. Now, to the point of your niche. So I just wonder, the YouTube tips at this point don't stick out to me. Like that's not the direction I would go. I would go into what I see as your personal power. I do think that at this stage, though, for you and everybody watching, I think you should give yourself some room to experiment. Like, I think you can over optimize at the start and you can niche down too far. So I think I like the fact that it's your personal brand channel. By the way, I mean, even what I see, you got this awesome cartoon of you, like working, like that's amazing. You've got the new videos. I think the mindset, like even when I think proficiency, like you're a mental health professional,
mental health therapist.
So you're already, you are able to help people on the internet with their mental health. People need that more than ever before. People need home workouts right now more than ever before, and they need to get in shape and they need to get off the couch, and they don't know how to do it. So they need to get their mindset right. They need to get their health right. They want to feel good about themselves, and they want to find outfits. I'm sure they want to find supplements. They want to find things that'll be flattering. Like it seems so clear to me, and maybe that's the serendipity of us talking here, but that's what I would lean into. I think I wouldn't feel too worried about at this stage, even you talking about like buying a Tesla. I think there's something about maybe giving yourself a few buckets on the channel to say, okay, there's 2 videos a week, and one of those videos is almost going to be like a workout or a tips video about mindset. One of the other ones is going to be more about like a practical thing about weight loss or whatever. And then maybe you even give yourself the ability to do like a personality based, because I talk so much about clarity and niche down and whatever that sometimes I think we do forget, or I can insinuate that you can't experiment with, we bought a Tesla, here's our life, here's what we're going through, or here's like a vlog or something. Because at this stage in the process, your goal is to just post as many videos as possible, look at what's performing well and which topics are performing well, and then double down on what's working. If there's ever a time to niche down, to be clear, it's later almost, once you've identified what some of your best topics are. And let me just like bring this home. On Think Media, I'm crystal clear now, but back when I started, at first I was like, okay, this is going to be media tips. And so it was kind of like video editing PC, kind of some random media tips. Then I started interviewing like interviewed a DJ. Then I was doing some like church media stuff. Then, by the way, Tim Schmoyer from Video Creators, 9 years ago, we were hanging out. That's a classic. And then you got, other music creators, and then some like church social media. We had Gary Vaynerchuk too 9 years ago. We went up and saw him in Bellingham, Washington. There's another. We had, just a bunch of random stuff. And so I wasn't even really talking about the stuff I talk about now as far as, tips for shooting with a DSLR, but it was still all over the place. I guess this is my point. I was on my clarity journey. This wasn't really what was working. I was learning a lot. Then look at this, video tips and video gear that we use for our videos. So you have like 900 views, 1,000 views, 4,000 views. But then this guy hits 12,000 views where I'm like, hey, we're on a shoot. Here's all the stuff I'm using. And I actually do a video where I go, here's my tripod, here's my camera. And I get disproportionately more views when I start talking about all the gear I'm using, which again was like, it seems obvious now. Here's this, packs. Here's how we set up for shoots. But it wasn't super obvious to me then. And so then what we doubled down on was tips and tools for creators. My point is, your YouTube journey and everybody watching might be something like this, where you need to have a clear direction, in my opinion, and you're going after some sort of a cohesive brand. I mean, look at this. Best video editing laptop, 236,000 views. I started seeing best camera for YouTube, 225,000 views. So wisdom would then be to be like, okay, double down on what's working. I started to shift the content, and then Think Media really started to blow up and grow. And I started to basically turn it into what it is today. So is that helpful? I think there's something about knowing you've got a few kind of buckets of content. Like, what are the topics that your channel is really going to be known for? But it doesn't have to be too narrow. You experiment a little bit, but then you double down on what's working once videos start to blow up. And who would have thought? Maybe it's, for example, like maybe it is like workout clothes. It probably, like who knows? And you're like, I didn't think that would be what it is. But if all of a sudden now people are like, man, she's the best. I'm talking about all the Gymshark stuff. And now Gymshark wants to sponsor you. Well, then maybe that's a direction you want to double down on. You know what I mean? Like, you just do kind of a lot of things within that category. And then give it enough time, patience, and then identify the winners and double down. Is that helpful?
Yes. It did clear up some of my doubts. Yes, I just need to be more patient. Let's say that. That's funny because I'm a therapist. I say that all the time to my clients.
Yeah, and I love that. Look, you've done 40 videos, which is awesome, but like, you don't want to be overly judgmental of your first 50 to 100 videos. How much schooling or education have you gone through in getting to become a mental therapist, mental health?
I did my bachelor's and a master's, and then I'm in the licensing journey. I already took my state licensing exam, so I just need my hours. So to be a licensed counselor.
Yeah. So like probably how many years?
6, about 7 with the internship and practicum.
So would you look at somebody who you're like this pro, you've been doing this for 7 years, you've been going to all this school, and how many like patients have you seen or people have you coached or helped?
Oh God, let me see. I've been a therapist for the last 4. So I would say 150, 175, 150, 175 clients.
I don't know if you see the trap I'm setting for you here,
I
but
know.
the point is, okay, 7 years working on your craft, interning, 4 years helping people, 175 people you've helped. If a young aspiring mental therapist, you know, came to you and just said, I'm so discouraged, I don't really have total clarity. And you said, well, what's going on? They go, well, I'm a freshman in college and I've seen 0 patients. I'm not sure if I have what it takes. What would you tell them?
To be patient and that it will come to them. Yes.
That you got to keep putting the time in. So I just want to encourage you. I hope that inspires everybody else too, to think, okay, you got to keep posting videos, and you got to post some bad videos to get your good videos. And it's okay to experiment and post. You probably look back on patient 1 through 10 and you think, shoot, I hope I didn't mess them up. Like, I hope I mean, like I learned some things on that one. Like those, like I just pray they turn out okay, because that was my first few. Like we got to be willing to, you know, start messy, start imperfect. And so anyways, thank you for being open and sharing your journey. I think that your future is really bright on YouTube. You've got, you know, some great momentum. You've got a cool vibe. You have incredible experience, and people need your 7+ years of experience, your 4 years of seeing patients. They need the results you've gotten in your health. You're going to be able to help a lot of people, but be patient and keep posting.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, can anybody relate to needing to maybe be patient a little bit, and that we wish we had it happening sooner? Let me know. Hit the like button if you've been getting value out of this episode of Coffee with Cannell. Today's episode is brought to you by YouTube Secrets. We're talking about the 7 C's of YouTube success over the next 7 weeks on Coffee with Cannell. The first one's courage. You got to press record, punch fear in the face, but then you got to be patient and keep posting on the journey. And so I'm excited for our next guest here, Yinka. How's it going, man? What's going on? Where are you watching from? What's your YouTube channel? And how's this pandemic been affecting you?
Hey, so yeah, I'm Yinka and I'm watching from Tijuana, Mexico. And the pandemic has been pretty good. I'm an engineer, so I still kind of work in and out. So one day I'm at the office and the other day I'm working from home. But yes, it's been good. My channel is Yinks, Yinkzz. And yeah.
How can I help, man?
So I am a travel advocate. So like my channel really is trying to be based on travel, anything travel. So travel related. I just want to be known as like a travel guy. So travel tips, travel experiences, travel, anything, budget travels. And, you know, right now with the whole COVID, it's been a little interesting since you can't really travel.
No doubt.
I haven't posted as much videos as I want to. And I just feel like, I think I'm definitely seeing some growth, but struggling with how to get more people to actually stick to the channel.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. That's like one of those things, right? Where it's like, you know, you can't control. It is what it is. If this, your industry or travel itself has been decimated. I mean, it really has. Like, I just saw that currently, if you look at the worth of Zoom, the live stream software, versus the top 7 airlines, that Zoom, a live streaming software's market cap is 48 billion, and Southwest, Delta, United, International Airlines Group, the top 7 airlines is 46 billion. Zoom, a software, is worth more right now than the top 7 airlines. That just tells us how incredibly affected travel, of course, flights have been. I think what we need to, of course, remember is like, this too shall pass. So part of it is just being like, dang, I mean, this was out of my control. And I think that potentially it then comes to the next stage that you have to make a decision and think through. You have a couple options. One is to just literally be patient and like wait it out, and or to pivot and say, okay, you know, it's kind of like as soon as people, Xerox, which was the copy company that was making Xerox copy machines, or you go back like when the typewriter was displaced by the computer, people were no longer buying typewriters. If you decided to stay in the typewriter business, it was a losing decision. Not the because travel will bounce back assuredly sometime. We don't know when. And so are you going to be patient and write it out? Are you going to pivot to something different, pivot your plan, go a different direction? And those are kind of the two choices, or both. I think we all need to be patient right now because we don't fully know what's going to happen, and even be patient with growth on YouTube. That's the next factor. Your growth on YouTube, I would encourage you. You said, should you travel during the coronavirus outbreak? It got good views. So in the meantime, you were still adapting to that. And for you, it got 300, I mean, more views than your subscribers. So for where you're at on YouTube, you haven't posted that many videos. You're still early in your journey. So you also could be a little bit overly judgmental in terms of even what is happening right now. Does that make sense? I mean, you're early in the game still. So that's like the third X factor. COVID-19 happens. Are you pivoting, trying to come up with new content? And you also just need to be patient in general with starting your new channel. So I don't know if that's encouraged, like if that's helpful, but that's kind of what I see more than anything is, are you thinking about pivoting? Are you thinking about waiting it out? Like what's your thought?
I think I'm definitely going to wait it out because travel is always going to be part of my world, actually, because eventually the goal would be to, long term would be to monetize through this for sure. And like I said, you know, just be a light and just be able to encourage people to travel more. If that means budget travels, or because I realize a lot of people actually do not know how to travel. And so I wanted to be that guy to be able to help them out with that.
I love it. So I would lean. Is that my echoing? Let me mute this here. Yo, check. So I would lean into that as we land the plane. You've made the decision. I'm going to keep doing travel. I would think that it already feels like it's softening. So I would think about what video topics can I talk about, or where could people go, or how could people go safe? Maybe your next travel, like to even say, not should you travel now, but how to travel. So jump on the plane, show the mask, show like the hand cleaner, show how to do it, whatever. In Mexico, maybe show where you could go, what you could do there. If people can go now, shine a spotlight. People are going to get restless. They already are. They're going to want to go places, serving that. I do think there's also then something about the pivot plan of thinking about, you know, trying to get creative. Like how can, like maybe tips on traveling, like 5 tips for traveling in your own neighborhood, which are allowed. Yeah, your own area, like how to get out and see things that you never really saw before. So we all need it, and we all need an outlet right now, especially where we're really locked down. We need creativity. We need different ideas. And then what I would encourage you is, keep doing like topic research, keyword research, like looking for smart video ideas, things you could jump on, you know, brands to work with or whatever, because you're always one video away from changing your whole life and business with YouTube. But also you're super early. I mean, I think what we have like a total of about less than 40 videos or something out there. So just like the last convo we were having, just keep posting. And Steve Jobs, right, the late Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, said that business is a game of attrition, meaning most people just give up. If you want to win in business, just keep standing. If you can be standing 3 years from now, 6 years from now, 8 years from now, 13 years from now, your competitors will have given up, gotten distracted, gotten tired, gotten fatigued. Business is a game of attrition. So if you don't quit, you win. And again, people, it's actually, I say this with a level of empathy because it's super sad right now. For some, they are unfortunately crushed by this recession, crushed by the lockdown. It was out of their control. The big question is if they could have just rided it out, the lockdown eventually softened. And some, it's literally heartbreaking because it was not their fault. You know what I mean? Like certain restaurants and whatnot. They just did not have enough cash or enough capital, enough staying power to ride out the storm to get through to the sun on the other side. So I want to encourage you with that, to just keep persevering, to keep posting and to find a way. What's nice, this what's beautiful about this YouTube thing is we can build these as side hustles. You can keep working your engineering job. You know, if the breakout moment for you is in 6 months, or literally if it's in 6 years, people will come and go. They'll get bored. They'll get tired. That is like human nature. That's why Steve Jobs was saying, he's like, look, dude, the majority of people, 99 out of 100 are going to get weary and give up. So if we can just keep standing, be smart with our money, be smart with our pace, be smart with our strategy, continue to pivot videos and whatnot, then if you don't quit, you win.
Definitely. Really good advice. Thank you very much.
My man. Hey, appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell, and thanks for being a part of our community.
Thank you very much. Have a nice
man. Yinka, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for coming on. And you can check out Yinks on YouTube. Man, I got to travel. Where are you traveling next? Who here is getting a little bit restless from staying home, from being locked down? We're going to bring on we have time for one more. We're already over time, but I'm going to bring on Deepak because I've seen him on here multiple times. And so I'm fired up that he's been a part of Coffee with Cannell. We also got, hit the like button if you've been getting value. Where do you want to travel next? You've been restless. Are you excited to travel? JL is going to travel downstairs to eat dinner soon. I like that. Wendy, you traveling to Vegas? That's awesome. Let's kick it. We're going to bring back Vegas influencers. It's not quite set up right now, but vegasinfluencers.com. We do a monthly meetup. We haven't been doing it. Now it's a Q&A show live on this channel, Think Marketing, depending on where you're watching this, because we've been locked down. But eventually we'll be hanging out again in person. And so anyways, appreciate you. Let's do the next one. Deepak, am I saying your name wrong?
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Hey, thank you so much for coming on the show. I've seen you a couple weeks in the back studio, and so I wanted to make sure to get you on here. And
thank you so much.
I want to appreciate everybody else too that, you know, you jumped in the waiting room and whatever. We do this show every single week. And so I have a hunch that someday you'll be able to get on here if you just keep showing up. Hey, tell me about what your business is, how this lockdown's been affecting you, and where you're streaming from.
I think I'm streaming from Houston at the moment, and lockdown has given me think to me. I couldn't, if I would have been there's no lockdown, I wouldn't have got think. So I think this is the biggest benefit that I got in this lockdown. And finding think.
Wow. Hey, appreciate that.
Yeah, because otherwise I would have been going to office every day, and I hardly go on my Facebook. And so I think this is the life-changing moment for me. And I'll tell you why. I'm basically a professional speaker and a corporate trainer. And I recently moved from India to US for my personal reasons. And I have totally changed my profession here because I have to pick up a job in US. So I picked up a job in insurance. But that is not my area. For the last many years, I've been a corporate trainer. So in US, now I'm trying to set up myself as a professional speaker. So I'm part of National Speakers Association here, and trying to set up myself. And I was struggling to find what kind of niche I should pick up, because I've been training in many areas, team building, leadership, and all this stuff. But when I came to US, and a few days back, if you remember, you talked about Toastmasters. And I won the Toastmaster Championship here in Houston District last year. So I basically, after listening to you and attending this YouTube Influence Challenge, I realized this is my area, public speaking and communication. Because communication I used to really teach in my training programs, and then public speaking is my passion, which I've been following for last 9 years. I've been competing, and last year I won. So so that's why I found my niche, because I was going after leadership. I started a YouTube channel. My channel name is Deepak Sharma Speaks. So I started a YouTube channel only because I was converting my book, which I wrote last year of stories, into stories. I was repurposing my content. So I was just putting one story every Sunday stories. But as soon as I got to know about thing, I got a lot of new ideas and thought about it. And I realized that it is important for me now to look at a very different perspective and make it a communication mastery channel, so that I can. So immediately I put my speech a couple of weeks back, wherein and also I started putting my I did a training program on impromptu speaking, which also got some views, better views. So I realized the speaking is the area that I think which I can really pick it up.
That's amazing. It's cool to hear that story, and congrats on winning Toastmasters. And I'm super grateful that just being connected to our community has helped. You get some clarity. Clarity is power. What's a question I can help with? What's your biggest question right now?
So I think I have two major questions. One is I came to US, so my channel shows that it is based out of US. Okay, but because of my spending last 48 years in India, I have a lot of following in India. So when I putting my videos out here, do I get, and especially I have recorded my first video yesterday related to my niche, which I'm going to post very soon, which is on why are you afraid of public speaking. So, and that I've done in Hindi, which is Indian language. So I want to expose this to the audience there. Will it automatically go, or is there something else I have to do on the channel?
So the question of what language you should lean into as far as the videos being in Hindi or English?
No, the question is not that. I will be basically using both the language, but at this point of time, because in India, the major challenge in public speaking is people who are speaking Hindi. So that's why I posted a video for them. Now, if I post this video, will people be able to see that video in India, or it will only be populated in US?
They'll be able to see it, but I do want to caution you of trying to avoid uploading different languages on one YouTube channel.
Okay.
Because here's the principle: you never want to upload a video that your subscribers did not subscribe for. So the question is, using a business term of it being a market, like what language does your market speak? Like if I want to reach Orange County moms, they probably speak English, but even more, what language do they speak? What words do they use? What language do they use? What topics are they searching for? What branding, what marketing will resonate with them? Now, conversely, if you would say the majority of the people I want to reach, that's your market, are in India, and this is the language that they speak, then actually the majority of your content, not even the majority, your content should be reverse engineered for the market you want to reach. I'm not a big proponent of starting multiple YouTube channels, but when it comes to potentially having multiple languages, I do think separating it out on two different channels is important.
But I just like to mention a point. In India, English and Hindi, both are used very openly. For example, English is a working language, and Hindi is the national language. And
they're used in the same sentences by people and whatnot?
Yeah. So you call it English.
Got it. So that would be a good exception, because that's how your market speaks.
Yeah.
So in that case, in answer to your question, you should be fine. There's even a point we had somebody come on, maybe it was Coffee with Cannell last week. Check this out. And they did fitness, and they were curious about reaching Asian American males. And I noticed these titles, it's written in English, and then, forgive me, I do not know what language this is.
Yeah, I remember seeing this video, yes.
Yeah. And so the answer, though, is that even when I think about what Keywords Everywhere is over here, it's showing tags in two different languages. So does it get convoluted? They even have tags in 2 different languages over here. They got a little bit of English and then a little bit of, again, Korean or Chinese or whatever. Maybe somebody could tell me in the comments. So I would say lean into that. I would say that, number one, yes, your content can be viewed internationally, provided especially that you don't have any copyrights or any limitations in countries, or if the country limits it, but you should not have a problem with that. Number two, you're going to want to reverse engineer your if English is the stronger language, or maybe what your whole audience will understand, maybe that's the full title, or maybe there is a little bit of both. Does that make sense? You essentially just want to package your content to reach your ideal market.
So I was trying to do in this particular video, I was trying to put thumbnail in Hindi and title in English, because people normally, even Hindi speaking people, will search in India, title in English.
Yeah. And I just got to tell you to experiment. I think that you could follow this. Like, you could try actually English in the title and Hindi in the title. He has only English in the title. Put some videos out there and test and experiment and see what happens. I mean, that's what I would say in regards to that question. But more than anything is to always be thinking about kind of your market first. What is your market typing in search? What language are they typing it in search? What are they looking for in terms of what thumbnail would stand out to them? This is what all of us should be doing. And often most of our audience probably speaks English, but again, when you even think about more nuance than that, what words do they use? We call that kitchen table talk versus classroom talk, or corporate talk. If we want to reach a certain person, we might be saying a fancy thing. For example, on Fake Media, Heather Torres, the host of the Fake Marketing Podcast.
I can't see you, I think.
Am I back?
There's some connection trouble.
I think I'll be back. She says Heather Torres searches. Wow, look at the pit stains. That's a whole nother level of. So Heather Torres says, how do you get a blurry background versus how to get bokeh or bokeh in video? You know, bokeh. Bokeh is an industry term, or depth of field is an industry term, versus, you know, how to get a blurry background is the way she would word it. And so everybody watching, think about, how do you reach your target audience? What language do they use, and speak that language? Deepak, can you hear me? Is it working?
Yeah. So it's working. In between, it was some problem. I have another question, quick question. Now I have started thinking about this public speaking. So when I'm talking about my niche, I realized that when people speak, then only they can communicate. So first they have to speak and then they communicate. If they don't know how to speak, they cannot communicate. So I'm looking at a picture wherein I look at public speaking and communication both as part of my niche. Is it okay, or shall I go more deep into it?
You're completely on track. Public speaking is an aspect of communication. So, absolutely. I mean, it's thinking about the multi-dimensions of what your target audience of the people you want to help need. And I think sometimes it's seeing how many opportunities there are in terms of video ideas or content that could help. And remembering that every YouTube video is a pathway to get to know you. And you want to answer the questions people are asking so that you can answer the questions they're not asking. So here's what I mean. The video that really might attract your audience might be, what should I wear when public speaking? What colors should I wear if I have a presentation? See, someone finds you, and maybe because not everyone sits down and is like, how do I become a better communicator? But they might think, how can I be confident? So you could talk about like how to communicate on a Zoom call, because in general, if you're getting business professionals or professionals, how do I communicate when live streaming, or how do I just be confident on a Zoom call? That could attract the right person to you so that you can answer the question they didn't know to ask. So if I'm thinking about communication and what people need to learn to be a public speaker, man, it's like maybe how to be funny, how to start a public, small topics, answering like different topics, how to tell jokes, how to start a public talk, how to, be persuasive when I'm using Zoom. And so like, it could be a lot of different things. And so sometimes in our niches around our channels, it's hard to see the forest through the trees. Like there's maybe a lot of different topics. Those might have been video. Were you thinking about doing a video on what to wear when public speaking?
Yeah. Also, I have at this point, I've got 80 topics that all you're talking about, whether it's humor, whether it's storytelling, whether it's opening, closing, how to stage, everything I listed on my list.
Great. So, and that's the dream then. It's to just do one of those topics, see which ones resonate, double down, and then throw in your videos some questions as well. And maybe at the end of it say, and hey, I would love to know, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to getting the confidence to speak or to get on, and then that'll also continue to fill your pipeline with ideas. But I don't know if I answered your question. You're completely on the right track.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And 2 videos a week is fine. It's not overloaded, or it is fine at this point of time. I'm planning to do that.
2 videos a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome schedule. Yep. Like that's a great schedule. Always being willing to experiment. But if you could keep the quality like pretty high, you're delivering value. In a way, more uploads, if the quality is high, is better than less, because it's more chances. You never know which video, like it could be a video you didn't even expect. Again, it might be like a quick little how to tell a story in 3 steps. And you didn't think that was going to be the most popular video, and it is. That's the beauty of YouTube. And anybody watching, let me know in the comments. If you've been doing this long enough, you go back in your library and you're like, oh man, I didn't realize my top 3 videos. It's just because you posted a lot of videos. You want to always make them as smart as possible. Sometimes the one you put your most heart into, you think this one's going to be big, will fall flat. And some that you think is just going to kind of be average, you didn't expect it to do amazing, will do really well. So 2 a week, slow and steady wins. I'm super pumped we're connected, and thank you for your kind words about how valuable Think has been to you. And I love what you're doing. Keep posting videos.
Yeah, you see my thumbnails. Are they looking okay for as a professional speaking niche?
I think your thumbnails look they look solid in terms of they're clear, they're accurate, but they're not my favorite. I think the design level of your thumbnails could go up a level. Again, your thumbnails don't have to be quote unquote like stereotypical YouTubers, like using anything that's off brand for you. Sometimes as maybe professionals, we think like what they look like to me though, is they look like old school kind of PowerPoint thumbnails.
Oh yeah, this is PowerPoint. I made it on PowerPoint only.
Yeah. So I would consider, and if we have some of our favorite stuff is at thinkmediatools.com, and where we talk about a lot of different video editing tools and a lot of different, like where we get royalty-free music. And one of the people that we partner with is called Monster Thumbnails. And not that you have to do something like this, but 8 thumbnails a month, which is what you'd be doing, is $250. And there's other solutions. You could, of course, design these yourself. I don't know if money's tight, but there is something about thumbnails are super, super popular. And I'm trying to think, if you could get pictures in somebody's hands, or even with the pictures you already have, there's something about professional design is a huge bridge of credibility. And sometimes it's potentially handing it off to somebody else. Let me give you one other thought. If you use PowerPoint, consider using something like Canva.
Okay.
And on canva.com, watch this. This is pretty crazy. You eventually get like a paid account, but if you go to like thumbnails, this isn't really your brand, but like you could go into something like this, drop your picture where this eye is, and talk about like tell the perfect story. And like, bang, like thumbnail done, move elements around, delete
I can't see the screen.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm over here. So I just pulled this up, canva.com, and I don't know if I could drag and drop in here. Can I? Did it work? Yeah. So I mean, let's see. Can I send this to the back? This is in the wrong side. So this is get some photography. This is quickly just throwing something together. So again, canva.com, things like PicMonkey as well.
Okay.
But you just go here and it's like a few bucks a month. And so knowing that there's like quick tools, so like this, I would let even this a little more pro, doesn't have that PowerPoint vibe. So again, this is canva.com. If this is gonna be blue on blue, but let's throw Heather in here real quick. And so this, there is something about either taking a dedicated day, and we've got some videos that are on Think Media that talk about how to take photos with your smartphone and whatnot. It'd be actually probably pretty easy to change this blue. Let's go like, oh, that's pretty girly. That's kind of cool. And he'd be like, tell your story. And then it's like, with Heather. I mean, this thumbnail just took, seconds, and obviously, but like and it's clean, it's bold. Obviously, the photography is strong, and we have that new video. Just though piece by piece, we always say, right, get 1% better with every upload.
Yeah.
And so just like learning these things, even with your smartphone, there's a couple things that Omar just put a video out about how we do our backgrounds. And so this is like creating a studio inside of, throwing up some construction paper basically. And that's where we take some clean photos, which is really nice because, so I would check out that video. And then I think the other one is there's Instagram thumbnails. Omar gives some tips about quick thumbnails with just your phone. And one of our top most clicked thumbnails used just a stock photo. It's this Adobe Premiere one, and you can make it in Instagram in IGTV, or not IGTV, but Instagram stories. So he just does like a picture using his phone of his daughter Ruby, types that text on there. That's what it's, free software. This was a stock photo of a laptop from unsplash.com. And then using the text tool, he just typed it in there. And anyways, so those are a couple of free tutorials. I'm glad you asked. I would level up your thumbnails. What I want to encourage you with is that I don't ever want to get stuck. I wouldn't want you to get stuck and not post videos. I think it's about posting and getting 1% better. Posting and not being like, shoot, I'm not going to post for a couple of weeks until I get my thumbnails right. No, like make them a little bit better. Keep posting. Use canva.com. Keep posting. Hire monster thumbnails. Keep like whatever it is. And just each week get a little bit better as views grow, as your YouTube channel grows.
Thank you so much.
My man, really, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Coffee with Cannell, the #1 show for rising and grinding with Sean Cannell. Like it's the only show with Sean. Okay, so hit the like button if you've been getting value out of this episode. Let me know, how do you make thumbnails? Did you see how powerful Canva was? Look at that. Look how quick that came out. Just boom, smashing it out. If you want to check out more tools, you can check out our tool page. We've got a couple of videos, some of our marketing tools and all kinds of stuff. And so that's there to help you. Every week we come to you with this show. And as a couple announcements, if you haven't checked out our YouTube masterclass over the next 7 Coffee with Cannells, we're going to be talking about the 7 C's of YouTube success. Today was courage. We got to get over the fear of other people's opinions, man. And we got to press record and post our videos. Watch the replay if you missed the beginning. I hope that was valuable. We got a lot of good feedback, and I will be going back and reading your comments and following up with you. Thanks for being here. What is your aha moment, and what do you need to do next? I want to encourage you. I see people posting about what kind of thumbnail Barbie's using Canva. Different people are using Canva. A lot of people use Canva. Coding with JT, tons of people using Canva. Derek's in Photoshop, next level, bro. And so what do you need to do next, though? Do you need to work on your confidence and actually get the courage to press record? Do you need to just shoot your next video? Do you need to make some thumbnails? We're all about taking action here at the Think Media community. And so help you think different, take massive action, punch fear in the face, and press record. Thank you for everybody that's always in the hanging out and that didn't make it on the show today. Just like Deepak We'll do this every week. And so if you see me coming on, whether on Facebook or Think Marketing, we'd love to have you on the show. We'll drop the link at some point and then you can jump on, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Recovering Addict LT, I appreciate you coming on the show. Hit that like button or press it gently, however, with whatever intensity you would like to hit the like button. Share this with somebody that needs to deal with the faux pas in their life, because it's a big deal and it holds us back in sharing our voice, starting businesses, launching that project, writing that book, writing that blog post, stepping outside of our parents' expectation of us, stepping outside of what the constraints maybe our friends or family have wanted to keep us in. At some point, come on, you got to follow that God-given vision that he's put in your heart and that calling that he's woven to your DNA. Randall, we don't really have a same time yet. We want to work towards that, but we hopefully will be figuring that out, more, but most of the time it's kind of a rotation. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the evening. Felicia typed out her next step. I need to make thumbnails and make some videos. Just press record. Hey, you typed it. If it's not written, it's not real. So everyone, come on, let's post our action items. Let's post what we need to do next. Sandy says family is the worst. Love you, Sandy. Thanks for being here. And Connie, patience and experimenting is the biggest takeaway. Come on, let's be patient. It was nice having Yinka and Mimi on. Craig, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Your message matters. Yes, Carla, really appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Donald, grateful for you. Joshua said, is it okay to do a video about a question that points towards your channel? Of course, absolutely. Once you think about stock video embedded in your videos, I think stock video takes your video up. This video is kind of boring because I'm just sitting on here with pit stains, just sweating out in my 100-degree Las Vegas weather. And that's embarrassing. I mean, that's unmissable. That's a screenshot. Okay, don't post that. Don't screenshot. Don't rewind the video. So thanks so much for being here. Alexandra, Glenn, appreciate you. Coffee with Cannell, the weekly show where we talk about business, life, social media, and online video. And man, someone caught that proverb. How'd you find that verse? Did you look it up? The fear of man is a trap. Oh, that was even different, though. I got Proverbs 29:25 for you. The fear of man and intimidation is a trap that holds you back. But when you place your confidence in the Lord, you'll be seated in a high place. Come on. We're getting over that fear of other people's opinions, and we're punching fear in the face. Felicia says, but you still rock even with sweaty pits. That's right, man. You got to just press record. Whether my mom once bought me, she goes, you're going to be public speaking. I had like a talk coming up. She bought me these pit liners so they'd absorb the moisture so I wouldn't be embarrassed on stage. But now I'm on a digital stage in front of you right now, sweating out my pits like crazy. Got to start messy, friends. I hope that's an inspiration. If you feel you got to press record, poop your pants scared, sweaty pits scared, nervous, worrying about people's opinions, press record anyways. And yeah, it's all good. Thank you, Barbie. Hey, hit the like button. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next episode. New videos all week on Think Media. New videos dropping on Video Influencers soon. If you haven't checked out the masterclass, thinkmasterclass.com. And if you want to get on the phone, talkwiththink.com. Links in the description down below. And in the meantime, keep crushing it. Keep smashing it. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.